Today, we're digging into a problem that frustrates pretty much anyone who's ever tried to grow something. We're going to see how a free, totally ignored resource can completely transform your garden soil. I'm talking from a hard, lifeless slab into rich, dark, beautiful black gold. So let's get our hands dirty, shall we?
Does this scene feel a little too familiar? You go outside, all excited to plant a new tree, and you find yourself literally fighting the ground. It's rock hard, it's compacted, water just sits on top, you can barely get a shovel in, let alone create a happy home for a new plant. It is a battle that, let's be honest, most of us know way too well.
And wow, this quote from a fellow gardener, it just says it all, doesn't it? The sheer frustration of spending hours on one single hole, all while knowing that plant is probably doomed anyway because its roots can't escape that clay prison. It's this horrible cycle of hard work and disappointment that, you know what, we are going to break today.
So what is this free solution I'm talking about? It's arborist wood chips. Yep, that huge pile of shredded trees and leaves that you can often get delivered for absolutely nothing. But hold on, before you rush out to get a truckload, we really need to talk about some of the warnings you've probably seen floating around online.
A lot of gardeners, and maybe you're one of them, are kind of hesitant to use wood chips because of these myths that just won't die. They worry about making their soil acidic, they worry about toxic trees, spreading diseases. So let's clear the air and look at what the science and just real-world experience actually tells us.
First up, the big one, acidity. The fear is that if you use chips from pine trees or firs, you're going to make your soil acidic. Here's the reality. Your soil has what's called a natural buffering capacity. That just means it resists changes to its pH. You would need an absolutely insane amount of organic matter to make a real dent. Any tiny change in acidity is happening right at the surface where the chips are breaking down, not deep down in the root zone. So for real, if someone offers you a free load of pine chips, you say yes.
Okay, but what about those so-called toxic trees like black walnut? It makes this chemical, juglone, that can stop other plants from growing. And while that's true in a petri dish, in a real-world mulch pile, it's a completely different story. That chemical gets so diluted in the massive volume of chips, and it gets broken down by microbes so fast, the impact is tiny. It's pretty much a non-issue. Are you sensing a theme here? Never, ever turn down free chips.
And finally, there's the fear of spreading disease. This one sounds really scary, I get it, but the risk is incredibly low. Think of a fresh mulch pile like a bustling city of microbes. The good guys, the beneficial fungi doing all the decomposing, are the dominant population. They just outcompete and overwhelm any potential bad guys. If you want some extra peace of mind, just pull the mulch back a few inches from the trunks of your really valuable trees. Easy.
All right, so with those fears put to rest, let's get to the most critical and honestly the most misunderstood topic when it comes to wood chips, nitrogen. If you get this one concept right, I promise you're guaranteed to succeed.
See, it all comes down to something called the carbon-to-nitrogen ratio. This is a fundamental aha moment in soil science. Think of it like this. Carbon, which wood is packed with, is like the fuel or the carbs, and nitrogen is the protein. Now, the microbes that do all the hard work of decomposition, they need both to build their bodies and do their job. Since wood is all fuel and pretty much no protein, they have to get that protein, the nitrogen, from somewhere else.
And this brings us to the most important point of this entire explainer. Where those little microbes get their nitrogen depends completely on how you apply the chips. If you mix fresh wood chips into your soil, you've just created a disaster. The microbes will start pulling nitrogen from the entire root zone, basically stealing it from your plants, causing them to turn yellow and struggle. But if you simply lay the chips on top as a mulch, the game completely changes.
When it's just on top, the microbes only borrow nitrogen from the tiny, tiny zone where the wood and soil actually touch. We are talking about a sliver of earth, the top 2 millimeters. That is it. Your plant's main roots are way, way deeper than that, living in a zone that is totally unaffected. This is the whole secret. Always mulch, never mix.
Now let's look at some real-world data because this is fascinating. After a 2-year experiment, the garden mulched with wood chips did show a lower nitrogen level in a lab test. And I know that might sound alarming, but the plants in that garden grew beautifully. This tells us that, yeah, you need to be mindful and maybe add some compost down the line, but it's not the catastrophe people make it out to be. And just look at the high tunnel, where rain couldn't wash nutrients away. The nitrogen levels were fantastic.
So now that we understand the why, let's get into the how. Here is your simple, step-by-step blueprint for turning that free resource into amazing soil.
And honestly, we can move through this part pretty quick because it's just that easy. First things first, getting your hands on them. ChipDrop.com is a fantastic service that connects you with local tree guys. Even better, just pick up the phone and call local tree services directly. They often have to pay dumping fees to get rid of this stuff, so dropping a clean load at your house for free saves them time and money. It is a true win-win situation. Okay, so a giant pile of chips just landed in your driveway. Now what? How do you plant in it? Well, it's incredibly simple. You do not plant in the wood chips. You pull them back like a curtain, exposing your actual soil. You dig your hole and you plant your seedling right there. Then, once it's settled in a bit, you can just gently sweep the chips back, leaving a little donut of space around the stem so it doesn't rot. That's it.
And hey, don't be shy with this stuff. A really good starting point is a layer about 5 to 8 inches deep. But if you have really serious weeds, or you just want to supercharge your soil building, go as deep as a foot. This thick blanket is what creates that perfect, stable environment for life to come back to your soil.
Now for the best part. After all this, what's the real payoff? What happens under that blanket of wood chips over the next year or two? Well, this is where your patience is rewarded, big time.
The long-term benefits are just staggering. That layer of chips acts like a giant sponge, which means you'll be watering way less. It's also insulation, protecting your plant's roots from getting cooked in the summer sun. You'll be doing way less weeding because the mulch just smothers them out. And during a big storm, that mulch is like armor, holding your precious topsoil in place. But the grand prize, the absolute best part, is the slow, steady transformation of those chips breaking down into priceless, nutrient-rich organic matter. And here it is, the end result. In one gardener's own words, it is a complete night-and-day transformation. That hard, compacted ground becomes moist, dark, and so full of life you can dig in it with your bare hands. It's soil that finally works with you, not against you.
So here's the bottom line. Wood chips aren't just a mulch. They are a soil-building engine. By working with nature instead of fighting it, you can create a thriving garden ecosystem, one free truckload of wood chips at a time. So what are you waiting for? Go get your hands dirty.